Hello, hello, hello everyone. How are all of you? Hopefully you're all doing well. Give me just a moment here and then we'll get started. Okay, sorry about that, but let's see here. Your work is far from finished, as Conrad knows. There's still a chance that some Imperials are holed up inside the castle. We'll need to search it top to bottom to be sure it's safe. In the meantime, I want you to rendezvous with the main host. Keep your weapons at the ready. There's a chance he might come face to face with soldiers on the run en route. On second thought, it might be prudent for you to do a preemptive sweep of the region for soldiers that have gone to ground, which shouldn't afford them any time to regroup and launch a counterattack. When you've judged your work to be done, report to General Dean and Bittermill. I gotta get up to wherever that is. Well, that's one spot down. Let's go get the other here. I keep forgetting that I should just join my Discord chat, and that way, if any of my friends want to join me in voice chat, they can. Well, Matt, all's well at the bridge? Good, good. The fighting has died down here too, as you can see. Pippin left but a moment ago with a contingent of troops to occupy Veladina. If and when the Imperials return, they'll find us dug in behind their own walls. I could not have hoped for a better outcome, General. Splendidly done. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. It'll take more than one Gastelum to turn the tide. My men and I will deal with the remaining enemy forces. Science, I bid you return to the Commander Kemp and his men. Delight not overmuch in victory, not when there are battles left to fight. Our work here is finished. Our resistance allies are waiting. Oh, why am I talking to him? Back so soon? I suppose the general and his men had matters well in hand. The vice marshal's men showed up not long after you left. If the gods are good, there'll be no one left to fight. I know you're not one for waiting, but if you'll bear with us. Commander Kemp, Marshal Terrapin reports that their sweep of the Castellum's interior has been completed. So it's finally over, eh? Pray extend to him my deepest thanks. It's official then. Castellum Veladina is well and truly ours. Mayhap this goes for a wait. Where is Nago? She took her bird and flew off towards the Peering Stones, the village of the M tribe where she was born. I doubt that the Imperials who fled Veladina had a mind to give them trouble on their way back east, But she was nevertheless worried, so I gave her leave to go and see that her people were safe. Though I pray you are right, it would be best if Nago were not alone if she should encounter the enemy. Agreed. Let's all go to the peering stones to make sure that everything is alright. If this is your wish, then I've no objection. Just let the guard know when you wish to cross. Greetings, signs. Do you wish to pass? Yes, yes we do. We most certainly do. Path the village is through a tunnel just east of here. Follow me. That's more north than was east. At least the road goes further north than the east. Ah, there we go. Still a fair bit north. And actually up.
Ah, you've come. Welcome, friends, to my village. My home.
I'll need to plug these back in here in a moment, but I need a drink.
How fare your people?
Good, all things considered. Better than the Ananta at any rate. They've sent an emissary. I'll take you to her.
We're here to help. Will you tell us what happened?
Aye. It began with a quarrel between the Imperials and the Kaliana.
The Kaliana are another Ananta tribe. The strongest and the most influential. Unlike the Vera, they want no part of our troubles. They swore fealty to the Empire, and were content to remain within their borders.
Just so. The Kaliana forsook their pride in the fight and yielded to Garlemald long ago. But then a new commander was sent to hold the Black Bridge. She demanded the Kaliana surrender a hostage, this butcher.
Fordola. It doesn't make sense, though. The Vera are the ones working with the Resistance. Why would she threaten the Kaliana?
Because she is ignorant like all Imperials. She knows not the difference between Kaliana and Vera, nor does she care to learn.
I see. All Fordola knew for sure was that the resistance would come from the west. She reasoned, therefore, that if the Ananta on the east bank turned their coats, she would be trapped. I take it the Kaliana had no choice but to oblige her.
Doesn't mean they'd be happy about it.
No, they did not. The Imperials left with the Kaliana broodmother's own daughter, Anamika. Long days and nights she looked out on the Black Bridge weeping for her child. Until you came. The broodmother knew at once which way the winds would blow. She and her warriors met with the fleeing Imperials in the road and demanded that her daughter be returned.
Bad idea. Fordola's not the kind to take threats lying down.
You know her well. The butcher turned her blade to Anamika and bade the Kaliana move aside. But the broodmother would not yield.
I know where this is going.
The Kaliana surrounded the Imperials, one of whom, whether out of fear or stupidity, cut the child down. There was naught that could be done.
What madness.
The true madness was yet to come. For in her despair, the Kaliana broodmother cried out for her daughter to be restored to life. She beseeched Sri Lakshmi's intercession.
She summoned a primal then and there?
That she did, if only for an instant. Bereft of courage and honor, the broodmother sought solace in her faith. The Imperials fled in terror at the sight of the goddess, abandoning these lands to the Ananta. Now the Kaliana bid us make pilgrimage to pay proper respects. Yet though we Vera revere Sri Lakshmi as the holiest of the holy, we will not prostrate ourselves before her.
And so you turn to us.
What other choice do they have?
Aye. All who have fought with the resistance have heard tell of the warrior, the icon slayer.
I believe we have heard enough. Inconvenient though the timing may be, if a primal has indeed been summoned, we can scarce afford to ignore it. We must needs discuss how best to resolve this situation.
And well, situation it most definitely is. That is a problem. See, what do we want? What do we think is going to sell for the most? We'll go with that one. Alphino has heard this story too many times before. Ahem, at the risk of sounding hopelessly naive, there may yet be a way to avoid a violent confrontation. In the past, I fear I have been rather too willing to accept that we have no other recourse than to risk our lives, or rather your life, to address these threats. Yet the problems we have faced thus far have demonstrated a variety of temperaments and objectives. Ravana may delight in battle, but Ramu would sooner keep to the forest with his children. Ere we decide to challenge Sri Lakshmi, it would seem wise to learn more of her nature from those who summoned her into this world. If that is your will, then so be it. To the north you will find our village, Sharisha, which shall unfold all. We shall leave at once. Nago, can you inform our comrades at the bridge of what happened? Of course, be safe, my friends. We do not often receive guests. What is the purpose of your visit? Greetings, well met. We are the Scions of Seventh Dawn. We come seeking Sarisha of the Vira. You are she, are you not? You have petitioned us for aid and succor, and we intend to provide them, but we would first learn more of Sri Lakshmi that we might better understand the nature of the threat she poses to you. A simple request, and one in which I shall gladly oblige. In the beginning was Sri Lakshmi. We were created in her image, daughters blessed with her beauty. Her breath became ours, her serenity our solace. There is naught she would not give. 'Twas the Kulana's broodmother's desire to bring about her daughter's resurrection, which first called forth Sri Lakshmi from the ether. That being the case, I rather doubt the goddess will be spoiling for a fight. That would depend. The primal's motives will have been colored by the summoner's state of mind, namely that of a grieving mother who had just borne witness to her daughter's murder. Though she apparently craved a miracle, she may have also harbored thoughts of vengeance. Moreover, the Kulana's conception of Sri Lakshmi may differ from that of the Vira. This is true. The Vira and the Kulana do indeed regard the Lady of Bliss in different ways. To the Vira, Sri Lakshmi embodies freedom. She would not suffer her daughters to be bound to another's will, and so we stand with resistance against the Empire and give our lives for the cause. To Kulana, however, she embodies transcendental beauty, which they strive to create through their craft. To shape crystal is less art and more ritual, a sacred duty wherein each tribute is imbued with a fragment of the soul. The Imperials do not interfere with this holy work, and so the Kulana were content to turn inward and ignore our plight. Until reality asserted itself and they summoned a primal, a fever dream to soothe their aching hearts. But surely they can see that it won't do any good. The Imperials will still rule these lands. Nothing will change. The Nanta will. The Kulana bade the Vira make pilgrimage to pay proper respects, remember. Those who do not wish to partake of their primal's bliss will be made to do so. Not while we're around, they won't. Though our beliefs are not the same, we are still kin to the Kulana. Will you help them to see reason? We'll certainly try. Then we shall, for without you we have may be powerless. We know how quickly more lives will be lost, more families torn apart, more children made to suffer. Then it's settled. We're going to find that primal and put an end to this. My sister Vajira will guide you to Jean and Quat, and I shall pray for your success. Well met, Signs. I am Vajra, she who shines bright and unbroken. I stand ready. We leave upon your command. It's ready to guide me to Jean and Quat. You ready? You look ready. There you'll find the Quilana's crystals and Sri Lakshmi. Follow me. Let's see here. Nope, no good route that way. Okay, you big overgrown. Okay, he backed off. The path leads to an entrance above. Then there's an eighth right. You must use it to enter. Understood with me, everyone. Okay, you're still wanting a piece of me. Fine. Such can be afforded to you. Now I'm gonna grab that damn Aether Current. You can't stop me this time. That's right, you can't stop me. This you failed miserably. I mean, I think there's only like one or two types of snakes that are actually live birth. But I wonder whether the Ananta are live birth or eggs.
Why, mistress? Why does my Anamika slumber still?
Look thee on her face, supplicant. Thy prayer hath been answered. Flesh sundered hath been made whole. Blood spilt runneth through her veins. Breath stolen filleth her breast.
But she hears not her mother's words, nor sees her mother's face. She's silent and empty.
Only the vessel may be remade, not so the flame which flickered within. Her soul hath been scattered to the four winds.
Now do you see her promises for what they are?
Alice, have you gone mad?
Yes, she has.
Mayhap I have, but I refuse to stand by and watch yet another tragedy unfold.
Who intrudes upon this sacred ground? Imperials, thirsting for blood.
No! We come not to shed blood, but to save you from the false god who would lead you astray. I understand how you feel. I do. You loved her with all your heart, but when the moment came, you still couldn't save her. The anguish, the anger, I know it only too well. But I also know where this path leads. To embrace a primal is to condemn yourself to an endless cycle of despair. You will never know peace.
A worm-eaten heart may find peace and serenity in service, in beauty and grace. This hath ever been my promise. Naught else.
You tempt them with visions of things that can never be and leave them bereft and wanting. No illusion, however sweet, can change the fact that your daughter is gone. Remember her as she was. Do not suffer this piteous shade to tarnish her memory.
For every prayer that primal answers, it'll demand payment in kind. Do you have any idea how many more Ananta will die to feed its hunger for crystals?
They would have thee suffer man-spiked and live in fear. Far better to dwell in my beauteous dream than endure so ugly a reality.
She's wrong! We hate the Empire as much as you, if you just listen!
Poor, misguided children. I would spare you the torments of this cruel and misshapen world. Come, bask in my radiance. Let it fill your hearts and free you from your burdens. Abide in misery then, fools. The Ananta are more deserving of my blessing. Leave these lands and my dreamers be. I will not warn you a second time.
I don't give a shit about your warning. I know, stupid and foolish, but I had to try. I had to. I had to try and I failed, so you have to fight. There is no other way. Thank you, I know you will. We can but do that which is within our power. Lise, Alphino, and I will go and seize their crystal swords. This will not happen again. And when it is finished, we'll be waiting for you. Okay. Fine. Oh yeah. We need to do a Stream Raiders fight. Just wasn't fast enough on killing the darn thing. Ah, time to go do the things. I vaguely remember this fight.
defilers! Open your hearts to me. Rest your weary souls in my bosom. I shall free you from your hate. Surrender to bliss.
No, I refuse. I will not surrender to your bliss.
Do not your souls weigh heavy?
I shall not forsake Mara Sov.
Your souls are stained.
Yeah, probably.
I shall free you from your hate! Darkness holds no soul.
You have been beaten.
You did it again. You saved them. I just wish I could have been more help. So, it looks like the Ananta did have a mountain of crystals after all. Like every other tribe. Gods were all such slaves to our weaknesses.
You slew our mistress! She was our hope, our salvation! Is there no end to your cruelty?
Listen to me, please. I know that you're only trying to protect yourselves because you feel frightened and alone. But that's how we all feel. Don't you see? If we could just turn to each other for help instead of the gods, I'm sure we could find a way to live in peace. Your crystals are important to you, aren't they? Reflections of your souls, right? Well, you shouldn't have to sacrifice something so precious to a primal.
Who are you to question our choice? You who fight without fear? We wish only to live in peace. And if this be the price we must pay, then so be it!
I know there's nothing I can say to convince you. But I hope that one day you look back and see we only ever wanted the same thing.
Begone, damn you! Spare me your hollow words, and leave me to mourn.
I'll go. But it doesn't mean I'm giving up. Abania is our home too. And one way or another, we're going to have to learn to live together. Come on. Alphino and Alize are waiting.
Ah, the savage returns, and with her tail firmly between her legs, beaten by beastmen, I hear.
It was a shameful display, by all accounts. She may have curried the Viceroy's favor with her bold promises, but in the end, she's just another plodding bungler like the rest of her kind.
Strange. You would think him a better judge of character. Then again, I hear she's not averse to a more physical mode of persuasion.
I thought she rose through the ranks rather quickly, but no longer. If only she had been content with her lot, she might have lived to see the morrow.
Those two idiots were so close to losing their lives.
Fadola Rem Lupus. Commander of the Crania Lupi, reporting as ordered.
Why do you tremble so? Could it be that the Empire's butcher is afraid? That she who walks with death is terrified of her own?
I'm terrified of dying having achieved naught. Gladly would I give my life to win a great victory on the battlefield, had I but the strength.
Alas, you do not. Indeed, you are weak. And born of this weakness is a blind fervor, a raging inferno which threatens to consume not only you, but everyone around you.
Yes, my lord.
You were defeated by the Resistance on several occasions. You misjudged the Ananta and spurred them into summoning an icon. Have you anything to say?
I do not, my lord. My failures are my own. I am prepared to accept your judgment.
And that is very admirable. However, I've had enough of this dumb show. Give voice to that hunger I see in your eyes, or I will pluck them from your head.
I want... I want to make them pay! All of them! Everyone who ever mocked or looked down on me! I want the power to make them pay!
Very well. Then I shall give you a chance. A chance to transcend your mortal limits. Assuming, that is, you are prepared to wager your life for such power.
Transcend, my lord. I came here prepared to die. Tell me what I must do.
This don't look good. One of those careful what you wish for kind of things. Yeah, I am. Just a moment here. Looks like we might be switching games here.